welcome to Movement with Laurelle, hosted by Wild Wandering Creations. I'm Laurelle, and I'm going to be taking you through your flow today. So today it's all about finding your flow. We're going to be doing some repetitive movements just to kind of get you into your body, get used to your breath, and start to find what feels really good for you. So this is a great practice to do after work. This is a great practice to do if you just have a short period of time where you just want to move your body and not think too much about it. So go ahead and get into something comfortable and I'll meet you on the mat. So we're going to start off in our child's pose today. So you can go ahead and take the knees nice and wide, big toes can touch maybe, and then we're going to reach the arms forward. So starting to release the arms, let the arms get really heavy, release the forehead, and starting to bring the hips a little closer towards the heels. Now they might not quite touch, but just energetically drawing them a little bit closer and just starting to open up through the hips. Take a couple nice deep breaths here, maybe even let the breath come out the mouth, sigh it out, let it go. You know, maybe now this is where you set an intention for your practice. It's giving yourself that moment. Maybe you set your intention for how you want to feel today, maybe how you want to feel this evening, depending on what time that you're choosing to practice, and just finding the words that really align with you right now. I also like to take a moment to acknowledge that yoga is an ancient Eastern practice, most notably from India, thanking our South Asian ancestors who cultivated this practice for us to be able to partake in it. Give yourself a moment here and then maybe start to roll out the forehead from side to side. You're starting to feel that connection to the earth beneath you. And then slowly we'll start to press our hands into the earth, start to rise up. You can start to take those knees underneath the hips. And we're just going to start to rock that weight forward and back just a little bit, starting to just kind of warm up the body. Maybe even add some circles here, starting to move the body in one direction and then shifting it to the other direction. Nice and gentle, just starting to wake everything up. And then we'll start to slowly come back through center. Take those hands underneath those shoulders, spread those fingertips just a little bit wider, and we'll find a few cat-cow here. So start to drop through the belly, lift the heart, and then round through the spine. Tuck that chin in towards your chest. Move with your breath here. Maybe on the inhale, you lift the gaze. Maybe on the exhale, you press the floor away. Take your time moving and breathing. And one more deep breath here. And then starting to find that nice neutral spine, we'll start to tuck through those toes, lift up through the hips, and find downward facing dog. So whether this is your first down dog of the day or maybe your first or your second, just starting to bend into the knees, bending one knee, then the other, just starting to explore your space, explore the body, noticing what parts of you are open and what parts of you might be sticky and tight. And then starting to ease the heels down towards the earth. Maybe you have a slight bend in the knees here. Start to pull the shoulders away from the ears. And then we'll start to step towards the top of the mat. Allow the feet to come underneath the hips. Fold forward here. Hands find the shins. Let's find a halfway lift. Release forward. Root through the feet and then rise to stand. Take the arms all the way up towards the sky. Little baby back bend, and then we'll pull the hands towards our heart. Samastiti. Let's find that flow. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, fold forward. Hands find the shins, halfway lift. Release the hands, step that left foot back, and gently release that left knee. Untuck the toes, inhale, lift the arms. Soften through the shoulders, lift the gaze, draw the jawline back. And then exhale, let's release, hands find the earth, tuck through the toes, lift up through that back knee, and start to step that foot back. Find your high plank, lower the knees, bend into the elbows, come all the way down towards the earth. Elbows hug in as you find baby cobra. Lower it down, tuck through those toes, lift up through tabletop, find downward facing dog. Beautiful. Lift that left leg up and back behind you. Draw the knee forward, look forward, step the left foot forward, drop the right knee down. Inhale to lift the arms, soften through the shoulders, lift the gaze. Exhale, release the hands. Hands frame that front foot, tuck through the back toes, lift up through the back knee, step that right foot forward. Fold forward. Let the head hang heavy. Halfway lift. Release it forward. Root through the feet, rise. Bring the arms all the way up. Hands connect overhead. Pull them towards your heart. Beautiful. We're going to do that on the other side. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold forward. Hands find the shins, halfway lift. Release the hands, step that right foot back. Gently release that back knee, untuck the toes, inhale to lift. Soften through the shoulders. Just starting to find that groove, find that flow. Exhale, release the hands. Tuck through the toes, lift up through that back knee. Let's step that left foot all the way back. Lower the knees, bend into the elbows, come all the way down towards the earth. Hug the elbows in, lift up, baby cobra. Gently release. Tuck through the toes, lift up through tabletop, push back, downward facing dog. Inhale, lift the right leg. Pull it forward, step the foot forward, and release that left knee down. Untuck through the toes, lift up. Soften right into it, deep bend in that front knee. Just take a little peek. Make sure that that front knee is in line with the front ankle. Lift the gaze. And then exhale, release the hands. Tuck through the back toes. Lift up through the back knee. Step that foot forward. Fold forward. Let that head get heavy. Inhale, find that halfway lift. Release the hands. Root through the feet, rise. Hands connect overhead, pull them towards your heart. Samastiti, hold here. So now the body should start to feel a little bit warmer, starting to feel into all those spaces, all the tightness. Maybe we feel a little bit lighter, and we're just going to keep going. So rooting through the feet, making sure that you're putting all your weight in your left foot. Arms can stay alongside the body if you want, and you're just going to lift up through that right knee. We're just going to start to find some nice big circles here. Take it out towards the side, and you're welcome to bring your hands to your hips. And then let's take it to the other side. Lovely. And then here, when we're just kind of slowing down a little bit, just doing one repetitive movement, we can start to maybe come back to that intention, maybe repeat it internally, maybe notice how we're feeling. Let's pull that knee in towards the chest, interlace the hands, hug it in, and release. Give those legs and arms a little shake. And then let's move to the other side. Rooting into that right foot, let's lift up through the left knee. Pull it out to the side. Nice big circles. And again, this is a new side, so noticing how it feels. Maybe it's similar, maybe it's different. Just taking note and knowing that each side is a different experience. One more deep breath here. And then start to pull it back through center. Let's interlace those hands. Pull that left knee in, deep breath in. Long breath out. And release. Give those arms a little shake, those legs a little shake. And we'll come back to stand at the top of the mat. We're just going to continue with that flow. This time we're going to lift the knee as we step back. And know that you are more than welcome to use that first variation where you lower the knee. So just using what works for you. Every day is different. Listening to your body. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, fold forward. Hands find the shins, halfway lift. Release the hands, step that left foot back. Knee stays lifted if you want, and then inhale, lift up. High crescent. Bend into that front knee. Lift the gaze. Lift that back heel. And then exhale, release the hands. Frame that front foot. Step back, high plank. Option here to lower the knees or option to lower all the way down. Inhale, baby cobra. Slowly release. Tuck through the toes, maybe push through tabletop, maybe push through high plank. Lift the hips, downward facing dog. Inhale, lift the left leg. Pull the knee in, look forward, step that foot forward, ground down through the feet. Inhale, lift. High crescent. Start to soften into it. Nice deep breath here. And then on your exhale, release the hands. Frame that front foot. Step that foot forward. Fold forward. Hands find the shins. Release it down. Root through the feet, rise. Hands connect overhead. Pull them towards your heart. Now just take a beat here. Notice how you're feeling. Maybe take a nice deep breath in. Sigh it out, let it go. When you're ready, inhale, lift up. Exhale, fold. Hands find the shins. Release the hands, step that right foot back. Keep that knee lifted. If it feels okay, lift up. High crescent. Soften through the shoulders. Now, with repetitive movement, sometimes we lose that connection with our breath. So seeing if we can keep that connection, stay present in the moment, and then exhale, release. Step that left foot back, high plank. Option again, lower all the way, lower halfway. Maybe this time you find upward facing dog. Take it back, tuck through those toes, lift up through those hips, downward facing dog. Lift up the right leg. Knee hugs forward, look forward, step that foot forward, start to root through the feet, rise up. High crescent, soften into it. You've got this, find that breath. Deep breath in, long breath out. And then exhale, release the hands. Step that left foot forward, fold forward. This time, keep the head heavy. Interlace the hands behind the head and start to hug the elbows in. You can start to find a nice soft bend in the knees here. Maybe a little sway. Let everything release. Slowly release the hands. Hands find the shins. Exhale, release. Root through the feet, rise. Exhale, release the arms alongside the body. Nice, strong mountain. Time to do that little check-in. How are you feeling? Beautiful. Find your breath, find the connection, and maybe even notice where the weight in the feet is. Is it in the heels? Is it in the balls of the feet? Maybe you tend to lean more on one side. Just starting to notice. Take one more deep breath here. And then start to root through the feet, reach the arms up. Exhale, fold. Hands find the shins, halfway lift. Release the hands, step that left foot back. This time, drop that back heel, open up those arms, and we'll find warrior two. So just take a peek at the feet. Make sure that that front heel is in line with the arch of the back foot, and you're softly opening that right knee. Soften through those shoulders. Bring the gaze over the front fingertips. And we're going to find a little flow here. So on your inhale, lift up, straighten through the front leg. As you exhale, drop it down. Inhale, lift everything up. Exhale, release. One more just like that. Inhale, reach it up, reach for the sky. And then exhale, soften. Flip that front palm, peaceful warrior, reach it back. Bring the gaze towards the sky for 3, for 2, and for 1. Windmill those hands. Take that left hand to the inside of that right foot. Lift up through that back heel. Right arm lifts. Twist it open towards that right side. We're breathing here for 3, for 2, and 1. Release. Frame that front foot. Step that foot back. High plank. Option here to move through flow, or option to just lift those hips up and back. Downward facing dog. Yogi's choice. You get to decide what works for you. We'll all meet in downward facing dog. And once you arrive there, start to walk the feet towards the hands, towards the top. Hands find the shins, halfway lift. Fold forward. Root through the feet, rise, reach up. And pull the hands towards your heart. Find your breath here. Maybe release the hands alongside the body, finding that nice, strong mountain pose. And then when you're ready, inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold. Release the hands. This time, step that right foot back. Drop that back heel. Open up those arms. Soften through those shoulders. Warrior two. Take a peek again. Make sure that your stance is open. Making sure that everything feels good. And then let's find that flow. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, release. Inhale, reach for the sky. Exhale, soften down. Inhale, take it up. And exhale, hold here. Flip that front palm, reverse. Peaceful warrior. Take it all the way back. Open up through the heart space. One more deep breath. And then exhale, start to windmill those hands. Lift the back heel. Right hand comes to the inside of the left foot. Twist it open. Exhale, release. Hand frames that front foot. Step that foot back. Option here, move through that flow. Option to come straight back. Downward facing dog. And once you find your downward facing dog, start to lower the knees. Big toes maybe touch. Start to shift the hips back. Child's pose. Just give yourself a few nice deep breaths in child's pose. So really let the arms get heavy. Let the forehead feel supported by the earth. And start to really soften into it. A couple deep breaths here. One final breath in child's pose. And then start to press the earth away. Come up through center. Start to shift the hips over towards the side. And we'll start to slowly find our way onto our seat. I'm just going to make sure that you have enough room behind you to roll back. And you're just going to hook your arms underneath the thigh and just give yourself a little rock and roll. Do that a couple times. And then Hug the knees in towards the chest. Let the head fall on the earth. Give yourself a little squeeze. A little rock from side to side. And then slowly interlace the hands around that right knee. Extend that left leg nice and long. Hug the right knee in. And then we'll gently pull the right knee over towards the left. And you can start to open up through that right arm. Maybe bring the gaze over the right shoulder, away from the knee. Finding a nice supine twist. Let's listen to the sound of your breath and allow yourself to settle. Slowly pull that leg back through center. Hug both knees back in. Give yourself that little rock from side to side. And then interlacing your hand around that left knee, start to extend the right leg nice and long. Pull it in. With that right hand, let's pull that left knee over towards the right side. Left arm opens up in that T shape or cactus through the arm. And maybe the gaze falls away from that knee. Now starting to slow the heart rate down. Starting to soften into it. And slowly come back through center. Pull those knees in towards the chest. Give yourself that nice little squeeze. And release the soles of the feet towards the earth for constructive rest. Now we're going to come into a little bit of a bridge flow. So just make sure that you can graze the back of the heels with your fingertips. If not, just hug them a little closer to your seat. And then you're going to start to settle on the hips, press the arms in towards the earth. Lifting through the heels, you're going to start to lift up through the hips. Pressing into the heels, you're going to start to lift up through the hips. And then exhale, lower. Let that tailbone be the last thing that releases towards the earth. We're going to add the arms as you inhale. Lift the hips, you're going to lift the arms overhead. Exhale, pull it down. Inhale, lift the hips, lift the arms. Exhale, lower down. Do that 2 more times. Inhale, lift. Hips come up, arms come overhead. Exhale to lower. Last one here, one final push. Press through the heels, lift up through the hips, lift the arms overhead, and then exhale. Take it all down. Take it down towards the earth. Let the legs extend, let the arms extend, and give yourself this glorious resting shape of Shavasana. And just offering yourself some nice deep breaths. I know that sometimes online Shavasana can be a little tricky. So just allowing yourself a moment to check in. Notice how you're feeling. Maybe soften through the muscles of the face. Release any tension in the jaw. Soften through the shoulders and the arms. The legs are heavy. And the whole body is just relaxing. Allowing yourself this moment of pure relaxation. And then staying where you are as long as you want, you can press pause. Or you can start to bring the hands together. Bring the hands to the forehead. Take a nice deep breath in. Nice long breath out. With gratitude for our practice And with gratitude for our community, thank you so much for flowing with me today. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I hope you all have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your day. I hope you're feeling good in your body and your mind, and I will see you next time on the mat.